I'd like to send this broadcast out to Miss Robinson from the Monday Correctional Facility. I was there in 2019. I wanted to give her some follow-up on some issues that I had with the Ku Klux Klan here in Waynesville, Ohio, Lebanon, Ohio. I know that when I divulged the information, there was quite a few white supremacists that were in the room since it's prison. It wasn't the best timing in the world, but I never did really give a shit about them people. And I wanted to let you know that the reason I brought it up was when I was at Adam Hall's up there on Emmons Road, there was a church grounds next door. And I had been approached about helping to sell pot for a local politician's campaign. I assumed it was Scott Lips. When I declined to do that, they came back and asked me if I'd help set up black drug dealers. And I declined again. That's when my problems started with the Ku Klux Klan. And then my wife's allegations didn't help things any. And when I went to Warren County Jail, Justin Smith approached me in the maximum security block as my roommate. He said, "There's a story I need to tell you." And he started to tell me about a princess who was with a peasant. And if the peasant wanted to ever date or see the princess again, he needed to go to Morrow and make wine, in reference to the mayor down there. After I went to jail a few times and ended up going to the Monday program, and then telling you all of this, I got thrown out for getting in a fight with one of these Cincinnati dirty white boy wannabe people, and came back to Warren County where I seen Jared Rubel and Brian Riesenberg and a few others. I stayed there for 60 days, and then when I got out, everything was much, much worse. The friends that I thought I had weren't really being my friends at all. 72 hours after I got out, my brother died and my sister died on the same day, and my friends all started to mock the fact that they did. And they said that we deserved it as a family. They said both of them were race traitors anyway, referring to their interracial relationships. As time went on, I got in a few altercations with them and tried to leave all them behind, and have been able to, except for some issues that I've had as far as my Wi-Fi. I do get mocked on the Wi-Fi. I think it has to do with our internet, which is a Heaven Wire-based internet out of Morrow. Is where it started at. I did see Brandon West's name on my son's Xbox. He's a known white supremacist in Middletown who deals drugs with Adam Hall. And as I have tried to separate myself from these people, I've tried to inform people. I've sent David Yost messages about the crucifixion ceremony that they set up for me back in 2018 to 2019 on Emmons Road at that church camp. I believe it was Nancy Smith or Ashley Ronstein that was put up on the cross in a crucifixion type ceremony. And I think that we could get through a lot of this if someone would start investigating the issue that I had when I left jail, which is when they started trying to harass my family and stuff. I said, to hell with it. I'm going to go ahead and tell everything I know about these Ku Klux Klan members around here. And I've had posts like Rebel Rod and Charlie Sanders, Mayor Sanders, and divulged information about murders, homicides that happened back from civil rights all the way up to today, and have had no response, not from the police, not from the FBI, not from anyone. So the only thing I can come up with is that the Trump supporters have somehow lassoed the NAACP here in Ohio. And I think a lot of it has to do with our local big shot who's pictured with Derek Forward, and he's the Heidelberg man who owned the company, who also has some interest in the Denver pot business with Nick Heiss, and doesn't want anything to shed a bad light on the 100 acres of farms that he had down here on Waynesville Road, which is where the heavy compound of the Ku Klux Klan is. And his name's Vale Miller Jr., a graduate of Ridgeville Christian. So if you could forward this information on, share it with John Stockton and some other people, and see if we can get somebody down here to at least do an interview, if not an investigation. And I can take you around and show you where a lot of these issues are, especially when it comes to the murders, and possibly even some evidence to the murders. Thanks.